Many top Democrats are publicly rejecting calls for President Biden to step aside, but Democratic senatorial candidates in battleground states will have to decide if defending Biden is the best look for their campaigns. Joining us on all of this is Republican Senator Mike Rounds of South Dakota. He's a member of the Armed Services Committee. They say that the U.S. Senate is the world's most exclusive club, Senator. So what are your fellow club members saying after the debate?
Well, we've all been back in our home states for the last couple of days, but we can most certainly tell you that I don't think there's anybody out there that thought that Joe Biden had a good night. Clearly, he was not up to the task at hand. And look, I hope he stays in the middle of this, simply because it means that former president has a real good shot at not only identifying the differences between them, but pointing out what President Biden's record is all about. Whether you're talking about being respected around the world, or whether you're talking about the economy, which right now we're talking affordability and the fact that groceries are up over 21%, gasoline is up over 54% since Joe Biden took office, or if you're talking about 10 million plus individuals coming illegally across our southern border, this is a record which he cannot defend. And if he's the guy at the top of the Democrat ticket, it's going to be really tough on a lot of those members of the Senate who either want to get reelected on the Democrat side or who are challenging to get elected into the Senate. So personally, for selfish purposes, I think having Joe Biden at the top of the ticket is the best thing that Republicans can hope for. On the other hand, I think Democrats probably wondered whether or not this was a good idea to have him continue on. And I can't imagine why in the world they would want him to debate former President Trump before their convention, unless they had some reason to show to the American people that maybe he wasn't the right guy for the job and they wanted an alternative as well.
Well, you talk about, Senate races, and this looks to be potentially a pretty good year for Republicans, just because Democrats are defending so many of their seats. And there are some states where Republican challengers look to be pretty strong. If Democrat voters don't much like their option for the White House and stay home, that's got to be encouraging to you as a Republican.
No question about it. Look, we believe that we're going to win back the Senate. We think Steve Daines has done a great job as the chairman of our Senate, or our Republican Senatorial Committee. We've had all hands on deck. We've all agreed that we're going to help our Republican candidates any way we can. We think right now, if President Trump, former President Trump, can focus on the future and about the things that he's going to be able to do to bring back the economy, to rebuild our defense, to forget about the woke policies they've got in the Department of Defense, focus on those issues looking forward, we've got a really good chance to not only take back the White House, but to take back the United States Senate. And we've got a really good shot at keeping the House. And if we can do that, we can take advantage of opportunities here like we haven't had in quite a while. And on top of it is to deregulate a lot of the stuff that's going on right now, take back 93 separate executive orders that President Biden has done to literally hurt the economy and really impact the southern border. We've got opportunities here we have to take advantage of. We've got to hit the ground running. And if we can keep the Senate, or if we can get the Senate back and keep the House, that's going to go a long ways towards helping the former president actually bring this economy back online and help start rebuilding this Department of Defense.
I just want to highlight one of the races, this one in Wisconsin, where Senator Tammy Baldwin is running for re-election. According to the Hill Emerson poll, she's at 46%, an incumbent, and Eric Hovde is at 44%, her Republican challenger. That is inside the margin of error, and that's one of those races that has to make Republicans feel pretty good.
No question about it. Eric is a very good candidate. We've got a series of very good candidates across. I look at Sam Brown in Nevada. We're very happy to see him running as a veteran down there. He's got a really good shot as well. We think we're going to pick up West Virginia right now with Governor Jim Justice stepping into the race. Don't count out Larry Hogan in Maryland. I think having another governor in the United States Senate, I would look forward to that. Common sense is always something that I personally think we bring to the United States Senate, and we'd love to have another governor in the Senate with us.
I just need to ask you before you go about this terror threat against military bases, U.S. military bases in Europe. You're on the Armed Services Committee. Is there anything you can tell us about this threat that's come out?
Honestly, this is the first that I have heard about it. Was in the announcement just a little bit ago. I also serve on the Intelligence Committee. I have not received any direct message in the last few hours about any high or need to have an elevated alert. But I can tell you that part of what we've seen time and time again is a disrespect for the armed services of the United States. And this goes right back to the leadership in the White House. Number one, when we left Afghanistan, we lost a lot of respect, not just of our allies, but of our adversaries as well. You've got Xi Jinping looking at Taiwan. You've got Putin, who actually decided it was okay for him to go into Ukraine. And now where we have other countries that are taking a look at whether or not they can attack our bases and think they can get away with it. In the Red Sea, we've got our men and women in uniform that are under attack every single day by Houthis that think it's okay to take pot shots at our men and women on the destroyers and on the aircraft carriers. Enough is enough. You got to take these guys out. And if you don't have strong leadership at the top, they think they can get away with it. It's time we put a stop to it.
Senator Mike Rounds, it's good of you to be on. Thank you.